What up, people? You know who it is. It's your favorite cousin.
And it's your playground partner.
And it's me, Punky.
Can't get the hair right. And we are the BT Podcast, and we are back again with another crazy episode for y'all. And as y'all see, we have another one of our special cousins in here this week. You know what I'm saying? Make some noise. You know what I mean? So go ahead and introduce yourself as if you need an introduction.
Yeah, I am General Mike Payne, national leader of the original Black Panther Party. And yeah, we're ready.
Alright, well, he kept that real humble. That's what it is. Well, look, so anyway, we back, man. How everybody been? I missed y'all. You know what I'm saying? One of our brothers weren't with us last week.
Nah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's all right. I'm here now.
Okay, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? Back off the Blindsville Awards, all that.
Moment. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the winners. Everybody who did their thing. You know what I'm saying? It was a beautiful event, man. You know, so let's get right into it. Let's start with the quick hits, man, because I ain't got too much. I want to get through all this today. All right, let's go in. All right, Ted Cruz. I don't know who he is. You ever heard of him before, Ted Cruz? Anybody?
It sounds familiar.
Some kind of politician, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, so he's calling for the IRS to be replaced and do a flat rate of 10% taxes for all wage earners. What are y'all thoughts on that?
Ted Cruz. Oh, well, how's that going to work as far as when W-2s and tax returns come out and everything?
Hey, man, it probably won't be nothing. Just 10% tax.
So whatever, there's just 10%
10%
tax.
flat rate. Everybody.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, everybody 10% gonna be different.
Right.
Of course.
But 10%.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Some
saying?
pros and cons to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I'm like this with it, bro. If you can keep inflation down and just do the 10%, I'm with it.
Oh, really?
You know what I'm saying?
That's all good.
We'll talk about my student loans later. You know? But yeah, we'll do that. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's go here. Chick-fil-A in Florida launches an option on the app to have food delivered by drone.
I mean, it's pretty much safer than somebody. I don't do the Grubhub and the Uber Eats and anything.
I don't either.
I don't, because I know, but this is only with my kids and people in my home. I'm not to be trusted with fries. You get what I'm saying? I'm not. Like, I don't want nothing to eat, but as I'm driving and I'm bringing you food, I'm going to dig in that bag. And I'm like, out of each little fry container. So they trying to act like, oh, well, it's taped now and this, that, and the third. I mean, you can put that tape back on. Exactly. That's disgusting. So I think drones would be safer. But I don't want no drone coming to my house. So I'm still like, what is wrong?
I thought about that. And I was like, well, that could be a good thing. But what if you like out there in the Eagle? This is like, you know what? That Chick-fil-A sandwich looking mighty good, smelling good in that bag. And they go in there and beat the drone up and take your stuff. Like, how you...
Oh, I didn't think about
You
that.
say beat the drone up.
Yeah, you know, they hit it with the beat.
They just
hard and
with your
roll
bag
out
in
with
their
your,
mouth.
with your waffle fries. Okay. All right.
Shouldn't be that serious. Shouldn't be that serious.
Hey man, I've seen other things happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You never know. It could be a gang of crows, seagulls. You know, we got them seagulls out here. They ruthless.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know. All right. Moving on. For all my New Yorkers, be prepared for something that's coming out in 2024. I forgot. I think it's called like the Congestion Act or something like that. In New York, drivers, the Congestion Traffic Act, I believe.
Okay.
All right, so drivers crossing through Manhattan's Central Business District will face new tolls beginning spring 2024 between $9 to $23 per day.
What?
$9 to $23 per day
Okay, go ahead.
for drivers entering and exiting during peak traffic hours. So if you work in the Manhattan Central Business District, you go in and out of there, they're going to be charging you a daily tax, depending on what kind of vehicle you got, between $9 to $23 per day. So be on the lookout for that. Because, you know, Virginia will try something like that soon. You know what I'm saying? All right, that's all we got for that. Now, with that being said, let's get into today's show. We got the General Mike Payne in the building with us again.
Live and direct.
You know what I'm saying? And we got a lot to discuss, man. You know.
Appreciate you.
Let's do it.
All right. So let's set it off real quick, man. So, you know, y'all definitely do a lot in the community. I've been seeing, you know, more and more, you know, a lot of activity and stuff. Now, I did see something on the page that I thought was interesting. When y'all did the back to school this year. y'all did footwear instead of supplies. So what was the thought on that and wanting to do something different rather than just give out the, the typical book bag, notebooks, paper, and all that?
Yeah, we fulfill the needs of the community, and the thing was, every year we see numerous people giving out backpacks. You can get a backpack from anywhere. We started to see that some kids were getting 2 backpacks. They had one already, and they're getting another. They're just grabbing backpacks. So instead of that, we were looking at some of the kids' feet, and we noticed the duct tape on the feet, or the shoes worn down and things like that. And we said, well, no, these babies need shoes. They need to go to school, not get bullied, things like that. And we typically normally give away shoes anyway with the school supplies in the backpack. But this year we said, let's go ahead and just go straight all out and get more shoes for the kids in the community.
Okay. That's what's up. So will this be something that y'all continue going forward?
Absolutely.
Doing in different neighborhoods or?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, we do it every year. Annually, we're out here doing the same thing. We have about 5 different events that we do annually. And just outside the rest of the normal work day to day.
Okay, that's what's up, man. I like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, before we get into the show, too, man, I want to say this. Usually when you come on the show, afterwards, I get some people hit me up. Some good, some not so good.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? So and I look and I go back and I seen one person in particular. I'm not gonna say their names because I done blocked them and I don't remember their name. But they definitely had a complaint about you guys going through the city, talking to the kids. They were saying like, oh, you shouldn't do that if the parents aren't around, things like that. They're saying, y'all not real because y'all ain't been locked up and all this other stuff. So how do you deal with that on a basis when you run across it? Or do you run across it in public?
Yeah, I mean, the simple answer is we don't deal with it.
Okay.
We don't, but honestly, if it takes a village, we always say that. We're always talking about unity.
Yeah.
But then when the parents can't do it and somebody steps up to do it, now you shouldn't be doing that. It's the parents' job. But what if the parents aren't doing it? Then you have all these kids running around like orphans, astray, just doing, whatever. They got no guidance, no anything. So why not talk to them? Why not be the big brother for the child? They got big brother program, big sister program. Why not do that? So people that it's almost lunacy. It's like, well, why would I answer that? Why would I even bother with it? So we're gonna continue to consistently mentor the children and teach the children. There's stuff in the school system that they don't teach our children as far as our history and who we are as Black people. And so we do that. We hold those classes and we make sure we take our time out to do it. So I don't know if somebody has a complaint about that. There's something a little wrong with them, in my opinion.
Definitely. I agree. All right, that's what you got, man.
Yeah. Well, no.
Oh, you want me to run through all my joints first? No, have me sit out here looking crazy in here.
Yeah. So, what do y'all have coming up for the new year?
The new year, we have immediately, I think on the 28th, we have what we call Shopping with a Panther coming up.
Okay.
So we do that every year also, and that's where we take a kid out that has lost a parent to violence. I always tell that story. I always tell that story. One girl had lost her father in prison, and he had been killed in prison. And she showed up in tears, but she left with a smile on her face.
Nice.
And we were able to walk her through and just get her a bunch of stuff, make her feel better, and she was able to go home with, happiness in her heart. So,
right. Blessings.
Yeah, so we have that coming up. We also have, I know I'm missing something. Go ahead, tell me.
Domestic violence march and rally.
Right, domestic violence march and rally. We have that coming up. That's big to us too because a lot of our men are beating on our sisters. Some of our sisters beating on the men.
I've seen a few videos lately.
Right. So we like to encourage our brothers and our sisters to not put their hands on each other and to treat each other right and Black love and all that type of stuff. So that's what that whole march and rally is about, making sure we're not hitting the sisters and doing things like that. So,
okay. That's dope.
We gotta support them, even as men, Even as men, we have to support our sisters.
Definitely.
That is Martin Luther King.
Okay. Yeah, what y'all think about that? Y'all see the video of the young lady tried to burn the house down or something?
Yeah.
thought
Yeah,
that
the
was
Holy
weird.
King.
No guidance.
Yeah.
Guidance on our
I wonder
grandparents
what that was all
disgusting.
about, you know.
Yeah, the reason behind it.
Yeah.
Some people say she
What caused her?
could have been a mental disorder, so I think that the verdict is still out on that.
Some
Yeah.
people.
Maybe she had the wrong house. You know?
This ain't Martha Brown car. What they say on Barber Shop? This ain't Martha Brown car. Well, it look like man.
Malcolm Brown.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Malcolm Brown was his name.
Okay. So,
my car.
hey, I'm just wondering, man. You know, so I got a question, man. The school to prison pipeline.
Yes.
I've been thinking about this a lot. Is this real or fake, or is it more mental than physical? And I'm asking this. Let me set the question up properly. The reason I'm asking because one day I was sitting down, man. I said, yo, you know, they show us the school to prison pipeline. They say the school look like prisons, but in reality, if you look at it, this whole world is almost set up as a prison. You know what I'm saying? And I use the analogy like if you look at how jobs are set up, you know, you got a big building, offices, cubicles,
Right.
there's cells. You know what I'm saying? You know, go anywhere.
Hotspot switching. We have some technical difficulties. I'm getting a bunch of complaints.
All right. You know what I'm saying? It's basically the whole hotpot's in the main thing. And you know, everything basically is set up like a cell type atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's why I was wondering, like, is it more mental or physical? What you think?
I think it is physical.
Okay.
I think it's physical, but it attacks the mental.
Okay.
It's physical because if you really look at the setup, the recess is almost like rec time. You know, you got the single file line stay against the wall. You know that's prison talk.
Yeah.
You got the little trays with your little food, and you know you get your little servings, and you go sit down. You can't sit at this table. You got to sit at that table.
Yep.
You can only go to the bathroom at this time and that time. You know, you can't go back to your locker till this time or that time.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, does it teach discipline? Sure, but when it's set up to be identical with no individual thought, and you can't navigate yourself like you would if you have more time and things like that, or more like a high school or college or something like that. It's just a lot different. So yeah, I think a lot of it is like that. I mean, even the military, when you look at like the Navy and the racks,
boot camp, all that.
Yeah, the mattress, it's the same mattress used in prison. The little bunks, same thing. They used to wear the same dungaree uniform for prison and the Navy.
Yeah.
But they switched that not too long ago, but a long time ago as far as the dungaree one. But
And you get bussed in the boot camp too. For those who don't know, you know what I'm saying? You get on the bus with a bunch of people you
Yeah.
don't know,
That you
and you
don't know.
ride in there,
Yep.
and you go in there and they assign you to different
Yell at you when you run
platoons
off.
or units and all that, so
Then you get stripped of your civilian clothes
yep,
and you
they
put
give
on
you
a
their
uniform
stuff,
like
everything.
everybody else.
It's like a conditioner,
Yep.
almost, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they call it a boot camp is they want to break down what you learned and rebuild you in
yep.
their manner. What is he doing? In their manner, you know what I'm saying? So, I just wondered about that. You know what I'm saying? And so how do you think that most people are able to maneuver that, you know what I'm saying, and avoid prison as opposed to those who kind of follow that train and end up, right in the system?
It's hard because that's not the only thing. We're also dealing with the disenfranchised of black students in general. As far as how their the suspension rates.
Yeah.
Our black kids, if they do anything, it's automatically get out. The white kids all,
He's
settle
trying.
down. He's
trying.
a little, he's a little hyper. So they're quick to kick our kids out, and that starts the process.
Okay.
Because they're immediately just throwing our kids as if they're throwaway kids.
Yeah.
And when you have teachers that are doing that, and when they already have the mindset that they're bad kids or they come from a bad place, the teachers don't realize that these kids might be thinking about how to feed their younger siblings when they get home. They don't understand that that person's brother just died last week in the neighborhood, or their mom, is out doing whatever, or their dad is out doing whatever, or is just not in the house at all. They don't know these things. So they see the kid, they don't know why he's acting out, they really don't care why he's acting out, they don't get paid enough, the teachers, they don't take the time out to figure it out, and they don't really have a lot of time.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have too many, what is it, Joe Clarks, you know,
Yeah.
it's like, just do the job like that.
Yeah.
So we have that issue, and our kids are being put out the class and just pushed on through the system.
Okay. And do you think that with the way the curriculum is set up today in schools, that's part of the reason that the teachers don't care? Because it seems like now more teachers are being forced to teach from a lesson plan or whatever, and not really having to be able to, you know, teach the students. It's like, okay, you got to get them just enough to pass this test or pass the grade, and in some cases, you know, even if they don't pass, they kind of pin whip it a little bit, just by going ahead to the next level.
Yeah, there's no accountability.
Okay.
You know, we're not hard on the kids like we used to be, which they need. You know, you take a child that hungers for discipline. You may not know it, you're trying to be too nice to that child, but they need the discipline. They want a father or a mother to tell them this ain't right. Sometimes they act out just so that their mother or father can tell them, hey, to show that they care, so they can feel it. You know, and then the teachers, I think I had a teacher tell my child, you know, you're trying to get up to a C, that's good, you know. No, that's not good. That's not what we shoot for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're just trying to push the kids along and pass them, and to them that's good. They don't want to give them a bad grade because it hurts their feelings and all that. You know? Like that's crazy. We don't come from that era. That's weird.
No Child Left Behind.
Yeah, they had that before.
Yeah, they're still doing it.
Yeah.
It's just different now. I think the way it's set up now is like, so what is it? Four grade periods. So what I was told is 4 grade periods, right? And let's say your child just gets a C in the first one and fails the rest, they'll take that C and run it all the way across the school year for them.
Yeah,
So,
I was growing up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, you barely made it, but because you barely made it once, we're gonna let that slide for you the whole school year.
That's not teaching them.
That's crazy.
They're still lost in the next grade.
Definitely.
Yeah. So with that, has Black America, has our people, have we been the destruction of our own community? If so, why?
It's a really good question. Really good question. See, that's why, before I even answer that, I really love you guys' podcast.
Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Everybody else out there just gotta recognize what's up.
Right. You guys always ask real questions, you know, and I appreciate that. Yeah, right now what we have going on is, I wouldn't say we are the cause, but right now we are the puppets without the strings. So the oppressor has taken off the strings for the most part. I mean, they still run things or whatever, and they have things going, but the traps are still there. All that, the lack of freedom is still there. But a lot of what's going on we could change easily. But you know, we almost have the oppressor's mindset in our head. Not all of us, but you know, a lot of our people. And we move off of that instead of moving off of what we should, which is our black people, you know, and what's best for our village. You see our entertainers and different things like that. You see the music has changed. You see the entertainment in general is all completely, almost all negative for our people. You know, we are also the only people that allow our entertainers to speak for us as leaders. You know,
True.
So there's things like that are happening, and we have to redefine what cool is. That seems small, but when you break it down and you redefine what cool is, you get a different person.
Okay.
You know, our children are always trying to be real and cool, but when real and cool is the definition, like you just brought up earlier, where you said the brother said something about they ain't real. That ain't real. What's real? What's real? You know, because we ain't been to jail. That make that. What's
definitely.
And how do you know we haven't?
Yeah.
You know, how do you know? What background check? How do you know?
Yeah.
You know. So these are the things. You're real because you've been to prison. No, you're real because you take care of your family. Because you treat your lady right. Because you raise your kids and you take care of your bills. That's real. Because you study your history, you educate yourself and the public. That's real. What's wrong with being a nerd? as they so call it.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Right.
I'd rather my son be Carlton than to be,
Hey,
you know what I'm saying, than to be O-Dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Point next to me, please.
And then when you ask that person to say, would you want that person that you consider so-called real marrying your daughter or with your son? The answer is no. So why do you suggest that this is considered real? We have to change our mindset.
Right.
And when our mindset is sitting here talking about what's real and what's cool, and that's the bar. The bar is going to prison. Oh, he been shot a couple times. That nigga real.
Yeah, he real.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
went to
yeah.
jail. You know what I'm saying?
We've been systematically
Keep it real.
programmed, man.
Correct.
Like you say, so yeah.
Correct.
Oh
Yeah.
man. You see, I'm about to stop you there because see, you done went through like 3 of my questions I had.
Right.
With that answer.
Yeah, hey.
And I'm just sitting here like, oh,
He
word.
covered 2 of mine.
Yeah, like well, I'm gonna ask him again anyway. So be ready to say it again. So,
All right.
all right. So first thing I want to get with, you know, you did your speech at how do you say that college? Tougaloo?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I was scrambling when I seen it. I was like, oh shit. Tougaloo. And you spoke about self-preservation, not just for the self, but for the village also.
Right.
And so my question to that is, how do you maintain the integrity of self-preservation when you're trying to do for the village, but you're surrounded by hate, i.e. a Nipsey Hussle?
Okay.
Or someone who's trying to, you know, buying out property in the community, trying to open up jobs in the community. You know, you're doing good, somebody come take you out. It's like, it almost make you not want to do for the community.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Kind of like a, you know, going back to the old butt breaker thing, like, I'm trying to help, but as soon as people help, you take them out, and it's like, and then we say, well, ain't nobody helping. 'Cause
Right.
you keep killing everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So how do you maintain that integrity of trying to do that when you're surrounded by people that are mad because they're not doing it or they're not getting that same attention?
Hate and evilness.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
Yeah, we deal with it quite often, and you know, we've had threats on our lives as well. But we have to stop being a scared people. You know, and also the reason, right. The reason why I believe the police and our government continues to treat us the way they treat us. A lot of people don't want the answer, the real answer. A lot of people don't want the real answer.
What's the real answer?
Because they know that we won't give our lives for each other to fight back. They know
Okay.
it. They know it.
Fear,
Yeah, they know we're gonna go out there, we're gonna shake our fist a little bit, and we're gonna, you know, do some protesting. We're gonna kick up, you know, burn up some stuff maybe.
Go home and watch Real Housewives.
Right.
We'll be back to it, you know, the normal schedule.
Or threaten to snatch out our money, you know, bank account, you know, we can't take care of our families, then, you know.
We're scared to lose what we have, our house. We're scared to lose our, you know, our children. So you have to accept almost the worst circumstances in your mind and be okay with that. You know what I mean? I was listening to a brother talk that I watch quite often, John Jones. He's a UFC fighter, become the greatest of all time. And he said he was fighting. He was supposed to be set to fight Francis Ngannou, who y'all saw probably fight Fury just recently. He's got the hardest punch ever. So John Jones said, well, once you can settle with the worst case scenario, the rest of the fight is easy. You see what I'm saying? He's gonna knock me completely out, break my jaw, and you know that's the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
But once you're okay with that, the rest of the fight is easy. So I apply that same terminology and say, hey, look, what's the worst you can do? I mean, we all got to go at some point in time anyway. What are we going to leave for the kids? You know, what are we going to leave for our kids' kids? How's this working out? Are we going to really fight for our people, or are we just going to play around? So they know that we're not. It's not a unity thing. We're not organized. You know, we have plenty of people we have unity with, but also we didn't have unity in Africa.
Okay.
You know, the tribes fought against each other
Yeah,
constantly.
definitely.
You know, it's all,
Yeah.
so we've never had the type of unity we're looking for. And so I'm to the point where I don't expect to have that, but we need to be in the same book.
Gotcha.
You know, at least. We don't always have to agree and be on the same page, but when things happen, we need to band together under the skin.
And that could be part of that change that you spoke of.
Right.
You know, with the last question. So,
And with self-preservation, if I may continue with that.
Yeah, definitely.
we have a lot of our people that are selling out.
Man, talk about it.
Selling out.
Talk about it. Load up.
Yes. Our entertainers, a lot of our hip hop artists, and I speak about this a lot. You know, when you choose to save yourself and just your family, and lead millions astray, and you do what I call the Undertaker. You know, the WWE thing.
Yeah.
Where this isn't you. You know, you yelling, we don't love them hoes and all that, but you've been married for decades. Dropped out of school, I'm this, I'll knock your head off and all that. But you went to a private school or sent your kids to college.
Yeah, right. And all that. Yeah.
But you telling everybody else, this is it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I stay high all day, but you ain't even do it.
You're selling out your people for the money.
Yeah.
Because you know the oppressor's gonna pay you that money if you rap about this. If you say this and talk bad about your women and talk bad about your brothers, they're gonna pay you this amount. And I'm gonna be rich and I'm gonna sit there and show all the money, show the shit I never had, you know. It's sickening. To me it's an incredible sickness. And you know, it's unfortunate that we sell out for the money. And that goes back to what we were talking about, puppets without the strings. You know, we're out here just doing whatever because we're greedy for the money. We've been so impoverished and treated so bad that we're desperate for the money.
Right.
Yeah.
And we will sell our own people out for it.
Definitely, that is true. Excuse me. Okay. So, I want to go back to something else you had mentioned too. You talk about being real and being cool. My question to that is, how do we destroy that stigma, especially as men, that being positive makes us soft, lame, or uncool, and you know, but our aggressiveness is what makes us cool, masculine. But on the flip side, that cool and masculine is also a problem because that aggressiveness gets us locked up. It gets the stereotypes, the angry black man, all of that. So how do we destroy that stigma that, okay, you know, if you're positive, then you're not cool?
Yeah, it's hard because it's so embedded in our culture. But our men need to really, our men and women need to step up. You know the song, If You're Scared, Go to Church. You know, so they automatically put you in a box of saying if you're a person that's of the clergy or something like that, then you're weak. They always even battle against Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, but Martin Luther King wasn't no punk. He wasn't no punk by far. You know, there's a lot of things Dr. King did and went through. You know, even to take the beatings and get locked up. Who else is doing it?
Right.
You know, the things he said the last 2 years of his life was a whole different speech from I Have a Dream.
They don't broadcast that as
Well,
much.
they don't broadcast it. So a lot of our people have been brainwashed to think that. No, that doesn't mean that you are weak. And we have to get our people to step up and show that even if you're a nerd, that don't mean that nerd won't whoop your ass.
Man,
you know, what if
see how many times I've seen suburban kids beat up the so-called
I'm trying to tell you.
gangsters, man.
Yeah. And when you you don't know, somebody could have been learning boxing or whatever they've been doing, and that could be a real problem. You run up on the wrong person, you know. So we just have to realize that just because you're not doing the things that are considerably hard or what's considered to be real or whatever like that, that don't mean you can't be a tough guy. You know what I mean? That don't mean you can't be aggressive. You know, we the original Black Panther Party. We're about self-defense, you know, but, you know, when, like the brother said, you know, they ain't been locked up or whoever he think ain't been locked up or, you know, they ain't went through this or whatever. I don't know how he knows that, but whatever. But run up on us. See, you know, that, and that's the thing. Find out. By all means, find out.
Well, they say the more you fuck around,
find out.
the more you gonna find out.
No issues, no problems. You know, it is what it is.
You never know the person that you cross paths with or who you may hold a door for. You know what I'm saying? You don't know that. You know.
And honestly, also, if you look at it, sometimes the people who are more positive. Are usually the ones that you don't want to mess with. I think that somebody who can control their emotions and all of that in the face of adversity.
Yeah, that's a skill.
You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot for that.
Skill.
Because if you can get me so mad to the point where I'd be like, you know what? You got it. I'm gonna just walk away from this.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And you think that you're doing something, and really you don't know. You might actually be the one being saved by that person walking away.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
You think you win and you, oh yeah, I punked him. Well, yeah.
Okay.
You just gotta pass. That's it.
Yeah,
That's all.
There's a lot of worries, but you ain't do nothing. You know what I mean?
And that's another thing with our people. I noticed they're scared to take a loss.
Think that's because of the cameras and social media?
I think that's a big part of it.
Okay.
They're scared to take a loss. So the first thing they want to do is pull out a weapon. You know, I've gotten into it with somebody that was twice my weight, twice my height, and they wouldn't fight to save their life. They wanted to pull the weapon. And of course, that's a bad decision too.
Yeah.
You know, but
it ain't the size of the dog in the fight.
Yeah. So the problem is, why are you so scared to take a loss? You know, losses in my mind is things you learn from.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, you don't take losses. You learn from them, and then you come back with whatever you can come back with. You know, but leave that brother or sister. You know, at least if possible, leave that brother or sister to where he can go home or she can go home to her children, and you can do the same.
Yes.
You might have to take a trip to the room. You know, but at least
to the room.
At least you live to fight another day.
Right. As Pop said. As Pop said.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's all about the heart, man. You know, you gotta have a heart, man. A lot of people don't have a heart. You know,
that is true.
So that's all. But
Making emotional.
I had a question, man. What happened to the loyalty in the black community, man? Did our people ruin that? Did we distort that?
Yes, absolutely. Look at just from the 50s, 60s, even the 70s. You saw how our people used to come together, loving our hair, loving our, you know, we was loving on each other. Get out, march, do all that. Our people used to
feeding each other families.
Yeah. Get in suits and walk eons away. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't even when we shut down a community store for disrespecting our people. You can't tell our black folks to just go down the street to the next store. It's more convenient. Once again, self-preservation. So they're gonna go to that. They're gonna go to that store.
You cover another one of my questions.
Yeah, that happens, man. And do you think that that's by design? Because you know, we see a lot of stores in our community that we may try to open up. They don't last long,
right?
But you know, Kim's son, you know. Sorry for, you know, but he come in there with this store, man, and they, you know, they start off as a little coffee shop, and then next thing you know, in about 10 years, they done bought the whole block out,
right?
You know, and they've been out there getting the money for years and years, and we try to set up our own stores, and they just don't make it.
Right. Now, also with that, we have to realize the foreigners, they get loans and things that we don't get approved for.
Right.
They also come here with a certain amount of equity and money that they can put forth. And if they don't, it can be given to them through certain programs. We don't get that. See, they messed it by design. But because we are considered citizens and not foreigners, because we are, you know, they let us out of bondage, we fought out of bondage. We don't get those same things. Their problem is there's nowhere for them to ship us to. They can't send us back. They can't deport us.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So there's an issue all the way around the board with us. So with us being their open enemy, because they're ours, and like we created this, they, you know, they are not going to do anything to empower their enemy. It doesn't make sense. They're not going to teach you about your history. They're not going to give you business loans so you can thrive. They're not going to do these things. It doesn't make sense. That's why it's set up for that we're not going to get approved for those loans. That's why if you have a considerably black name, you're 50% less likely to even get the job. You see what I'm saying? Right off the desk, you look at it. Not gonna work here. Throw that in the trash. You know what I mean?
Don't even look at your credentials or anything that you may have.
Right. That's it.
Definitely. And shit, I had a question. I just lost it. All right, moved on. So let's talk about something that's been definitely, I know we all see online, probably in the real world. This so-called gender war, right, between men, women.
And
mostly considered.
You gotta say
and others, and others. Okay.
You know, because you got some confused. They don't know who they want to be or what they want to be.
All right. So,
you know, so
the gender war between whoever, but mostly between men and women, right? The 50-50, the 100%, whatever. You don't do this, you don't do that. So my question is, and I hear a lot of ladies say this nowadays too, and correct me if I'm wrong when I say this, that a lot of men, they feel that if they spend anything, I don't care if it's $2 on a half a sandwich from wherever, that a woman is supposed to get them something in return. What are y'all thoughts on? Is that true? First off, I want to ask you that.
Okay, well, the dollar menu situation. I mean,
Okay.
there's a lane for everybody. You take that fry, you know what's next. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just the whole thing. Like, a lot of the men, and I would say there are still good men out here. There are still manly men out here. But it's like now it's to the point of they say pray for what you want. You can't just be like, oh, I want a man. You might get a man that's out here cross-dressing. You might get a man just because he's a man doesn't mean he's a man. You understand?
Gotcha.
So I don't know where that structure comes from. I do feel as though it starts in the home. Like every mother has to take some responsibility for the way I don't know. But a lot of these men are feminine as ever right now. That's just what I'm gonna say. It's just like, you know, they want you to show them what you can do and stuff. It's no genetics of how it used to be where, okay, if this is his woman, he's gonna provide, she's gonna do this, she wants to do that. He wants to sit down, he wants to be, you know, Molly homemaker and stuff, and he wants her to pay his bills. She, you know, and it comes from a lot of the times you had Beyonce, independent woman, da 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 da. So you got a lot of these chicks that felt as though, oh, I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna get him the PlayStation and all the games, and he's gonna sit here. I don't have to worry about him cheating. You know what I'm saying? It's just the whole world is just trash right now. Like,
so I can't be in my bad bitch energy right now.
I mean, you could be on whatever you want, just don't let me see it. Like,
oh,
hey, get it. Whatever,
sis,
bro.
Sis.
Hi, sis.
But but like, yeah. So is that something we see though a lot? Like,
yeah.
Okay. So what do y'all think that stem from? Like, cause I know for me when I was out dating and stuff at a young age, it was like, yo, you take a young lady on a date, you take on the date. You know what I'm saying? If something happen, it happen. If it don't, it don't. But you know where it go to. But now it's like, dang, you can't get nothing.
They're expecting it, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, they're expecting it, you know. If I do something for you, then you need to do something for me. You know, I think it's
put gas in your tank.
Right.
You know what you gonna do? All them miles are mine. Like, oh, what? Like, oh man. So,
Chivalry
is dead.
It's not dead. It's not dead. There's men out there. There's some grown men out there, you know, who still believe in it. You know, I make sure I live by it daily.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I don't want to judge anyone and call anyone weak. I think it's just the lack of knowledge, you know, and everybody's looking for that instant gratification, you know, and basically, you know, everyone wants something for nothing, you know what I mean? Nobody wants to work for anything, you know what I mean? I think it stems from the systemic, you know, programming, you know, of the
Shout
people.
out my man using the word systemic. Alright, saying it right. You know what I'm saying? Give you that one.
Well, thank you, sir. I was trying to hurry and get it out without stuttering. I was struggling. It's all right, Mike.
It's all right. Hey, I got it.
Mike said, "Oh, we're laughing." You know, but it's all right. But no, I think it's just it comes from that. You know.
Okay.
It stems from that, man. And us as fathers and black men, we need to step up more with our sons and make sure that they're holding a door for a woman, you know, that they're treating her to a meal. My grandmother taught me every woman that smile at you don't want you.
That is true.
You know, so we have to get back to those original traits, man. Those traditional teachings, and teaching our kids that. I think we strayed away from that, and we need to get back to it,
You think it's
You
think it's gonna happen?
I think it will if we all step up and do our part, and teach our children, Also, last night too, I seen something with Dick Gregory, which had me in tears. We've become so programmed and hypnotized by a big booty. And it's, like the late Dick Gregory said, it's nothing but a booty. It's doo-doo in there. It's nothing to be amazed by, And I think that's where a lot of guys. You know what I'm saying?
But
So,
no pun intended.
You have to, but it's all about impressing the young woman. You ain't necessarily got to impress her, but just be a gentleman and do your part, and making her feel special, And so I probably went too far with that, but
you did. You did. But I won't go say that.
Thank you.
You was on the good road, man. So I ain't want to keep driving, bro.
Yeah.
But what do you think about that, General? Like, do you see that in the communities today when
Oh, absolutely.
we all out
absolutely. That's why even when the way we walk, the way we line up, and make sure the women are protected, we always want to show that. Just even in our walking, our marching, and things like that. But our
excuse me.
yes.
So what you said in the way you march and lined up, you make sure
The women are protected.
Protected. So
they're in the middle.
put them on the inside.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Definitely.
Put them up front and inside.
Yeah, as long as the men always surround the women.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay.
Always surround the women.
Yeah.
But as far as we have to really, I want our sisters to really be able to recognize the difference between a boy and a man. They always say once a boy becomes a man, he puts his toys away and all them things. I was in a recent discussion. I heard we had a brother from, I think he was about in his 60s, all the way down to a couple brothers in their 20s. And it was one of the most excuse me, interesting but ignorant conversations. But
okay, do tell.
the conversation was saying that if you, no matter what you do, if you take a woman out, even your wife, you're paying for sex. This is what they were saying they're talking about.
I've said that before. But
I had to tell them, if that's what you're looking for in a woman, then that's what you're paying for. If your objective is to go out, meet this woman, and you want to just have sex with her, then yes, you're paying for it. But if you're a brother that really wants to get to know this woman, understand who she is, you're going to pay for the meal, because as a man, you should. As a man, you should court her. You should take her out.
Yeah.
That's the responsibility of a man.
Right.
You see, we don't have to do a 50-50 split with everything. I know the economy is different, and we can,
I want
certain
to talk
things.
about that too.
But as far as a meal, how crazy do you look inviting or asking a woman to go out and then make her pay for it?
Yeah. And
But
if you
then
can't
on
afford the places, don't be trying to take them there. Right.
But then on the other hand, we had the other post. What was it? Where the women were talking about they won't go to certain places. Right. So it's all about what a person really wants. Now, if you're looking for a man that's just gonna to where you can basically do nothing and financially, you're not trying to build with that man. You're not trying to grow and elevate. If you're not looking for that, then you go for the money. You go for the money and see where that gets you. Because when that runs out, you're gonna be looking stupid.
Right.
Or if you don't know where that money is coming from, and it comes from a place that he can't keep getting it, you're gonna be looking stupid at the end. And if you go for the I'm not saying you have to go for somebody that's below.
She'll leave him at that point.
Right,
yeah.
But the men, we have to. It's the mindset of the men. And if I'm talking to somebody who's 60-something years old, and they feel that way, something's wrong.
Yeah.
That means our elders.
They done passed that down too.
Right, and that means our elders are fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And when you got grandma that's in the club at 40 and 35 or whatever, you know,
I feel attacked.
it's a problem.
I'm just joking.
Stay your ass home.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
You ain't gotta go out every
I'm
weekend.
just joking. I know what's up, yo.
My point is, we don't have Big Mama that's giving those, you know, those that's instilling those programs in our children.
Right.
I'm not saying, you know,
Those
the grandmas
values.
can't have fun. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Fella gotta get her groove back. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with a little razzle dazzle, you know.
But we have to realize that when we're going out and when we're meeting one another, what are you going out for? What is your intention? You know, and if your intention is to find, just a piece of ass, then that's what, you're paying for ass every time you go out.
Every time.
But if your intention is to go out and grow with a woman and really understand what that woman, where she's coming from, then no, you're not paying for ass. You're paying because you want to spend time with this girl and you want to get to know her and you're being a gentleman. That's it.
And it ain't forced.
That's what's
You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with going out.
Thank you.
Just all in how you conduct yourself. You know what I'm
Everything that I
saying?
was trying to say. Thank you.
It's all in how you conduct yourself, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But we can talk about you off mic.
Yeah, hello.
Southside Snapper.
Oh,
Hey, yo. Oh, man. I forgot what I was about to say now, brother. Let me see. I think I'm actually out of joint. You got one, man?
Yeah, but
I know something else gonna come across my mind later.
well, actually, he covered quite a bit of my
Well,
questions.
ask him again, because he's been doing that all episode, man.
Right.
Get him.
So, all right, I'm gonna go with the hip hop question. 'Cause
Okay.
he covered that one too.
Yeah.
In a way, yeah. So, we all know that hip hop is the culture. You know, we all have our own special relationship with hip hop and everything. But do you think that hip hop will be the death of our culture?
If it keeps going in the direction that it's going, absolutely.
Well, I mean, I don't see it changing anytime
At all.
soon.
You know, it's bad.
Mhm.
You know,
It's horrible, man. I mean, it's to the point where I don't even want to listen to any new stuff at all.
yeah.
You know?
It's raising our children.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
and our parents, you know, some of the parents are allowing it to raise the children.
Yeah.
You know, and we can call them out, some of them out by name, but
Ain't no need.
yeah, you know,
Y'all know who they is.
yeah,
You see them.
Every day.
You know what I mean?
So we got to be careful with that because a lot of the influence that's coming out on our children and what makes them think that they have to succeed and you know, they want to be like these individuals.
Mhm.
So and they got to realize this is WWE wrestling for the most part. Most of them didn't do any of this, but they know this is what you got to rap about to get money.
It sells.
Yeah.
It's about sales and clickbait.
Yeah.
Then when they find one that actually did something, it's like, oh, he's Superman real. You know,
Well, you got to be out there doing that kind of stuff.
yeah, you know, I mean, speak your truth. You know, if you did it, you know, and I kind of give those a different direction because you actually risked your life. You know, if that's what you was doing and you want to speak on it, okay. But the ones that wasn't, rap about what you done did.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
rap about your actual life and
Yeah,
what was going on.
Now, if you was running, chasing women, rap about that.
Right.
If you sitting at home playing video games, rap about
If you was a
that.
correctional officer, rap about that.
That's it. That's
You know,
it.
like whatever it is, rap about that.
I think that was a shot, wasn't it?
I don't hit the gun ready, you know.
Whatever it is, you know, rap about that.
That's it. That's
You know?
facts. That's facts,
Okay.
bro.
So my
That's
question
facts.
is this. I got a question for you. So it's actually twofold. Who do you think is responsible for taking care of the black community? And I'm asking this because
Good question.
lately I've been seeing a lot. The same video with Dr. Umar circulating where he's like, well, you know, hip hop artists only giving back turkeys and doing this and this and that when they ain't building hospitals and banks and all this other stuff within the black community. But then I recently seen a video too where Tupac was like, well, what is the church doing for the black community? It's an old video, so it's like I see a lot of people saying what the other person isn't doing, but who should actually be doing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think we should do it as other cultures and other ethnic groups do. It takes all of us. And we can't, you can't just pick one or the other because the celebrities can't do it all. And you know, it would be nice. Just like if you remember and this is how we are as black folks. When we were boycotting the football thing, whatever that was going on, what if all the black people said on the teams, all the black people that was playing in the NFL said, hell with this, we walking out.
That's it.
Every one of them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The leverage would have been crazy. But they were too invested in their own money and their own personal gain. They were too scared to lose that mansion. They were too scared. So it doesn't work, you know, when we look for the collective.
Mm-hmm.
But then the church, you're getting money every Sunday. And some, you know, some of them tax free, some of them aren't, you know, but you're getting this money. But when you don't allow, and all of them are like this, so I don't want to say all, but the ones that don't allow people to sleep in the church, or you can't help this brother or sister with rent or whatever because they've you know, they ain't came enough or ain't paid enough or whatever. This is what you're supposed to do, because back in the day, the church is what we had for our community growth and for our people to even be able to. That's the only place the slave master would let you really kind of be alone.
Right.
You know, you couldn't congregate with more than what, 4 or something like that, and you know they had to be there to hear what you're saying. But when you go to church, you know, they let you do your church thing.
Yeah.
You know, but church has, you know, some, and like I said, I'm not saying all, because I've seen some that do a lot of giving back. I've seen some that have allowed us to do a whole community food program, and we're giving food to the people and things like that.
Shouts to that.
Yeah. So some churches do that, do those things, but there's a lot that don't.
Yeah.
And if they all would get together, as Bach said, you know, and come together within their community, you got one on every corner, every block, you know, in the impoverished communities.
It's like they be beefing too. Like, oh, don't go to that church over there. Like, hold up. What?
Yeah, what we doing? What are we doing? So until we can realize that and we able to circulate our money within the black dollar within our communities, and that's from our stores, our churches, and things like that, we're going to continue to go down that wrong path. You know, we have to economically be able to just grow together. You know, and if some people can't grow with us, you got to outgrow them and keep going. You still got to move on.
Definitely.
But a lot of the times with our financial situation and us putting money in, you just can't do it alone. You know, but when you look at it, like the hair industry, you know, we give
Billions.
The most money to cosmetics, to hair and different things like that. We give so much money.
And speaking on that, at church this morning, I heard a lady said that her daughter after church wanted to go to the beauty supply store. You know.
Yeah.
So
and we're just giving our money away to you know, but we don't own manufacturing companies. So the places to get that stuff is usually from the Asian community or whatever.
Right.
We do have black beauty supply stores, but you know, even them, they have to mark it up because they don't get it like they get it. You know, it ain't cousins and connections and things, you know, whatever else that you're gonna get from India or China, wherever. You know, you're not getting that hookup. So you can't beat that sale price.
Right.
Yeah.
So they found a way to come together and lock down the market. And what we're scared to do is go invest and get with our people in Africa and find out what goods we can trade and barter and sell to each other, because that could be another way that we could get discounted goods. You know, we just have to really sit down and be able to do that. But as a whole, as a collective, you know, it's quite hard. And that's why, you know, podcasts like this are really important, because then when we tell the people, a lot of people will hear and understand that, hey, we can do it. It's possible, you know, but we as individuals have to get together and do that.
Yeah,
true that.
Put your personal feelings aside, you know, and unify, you know, and get with people with like-minded, like-hearted people, and brainstorm from there. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. But don't hold hard feelings if it don't. You know, it's just like, hey, okay, maybe you're not the one I can do business with.
Right.
That's fine. Move on, you know, and keep going. But we have to have that collective thought of saying, hey, at the end of the day, we stick together for us, you know, and we band together under that melanin, you know, and we don't do that. So
Definitely. And I do got one more question I just thought of. I see a lot of times in the community also, we say, you know, we need to stop glorifying the entertainers, the rappers, the ball players. We need more doctors, lawyers, and stuff like that. Do you think those career paths are less traveled because of the work that has to go in, or because we don't glorify it as much as the other ones? Because like, you don't never hear us, you know, come back and say, man, you know what, man, Dr. Such and Such got me right, man. I was sick, but he got me feeling good. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear him say, you know, my lawyer helped me beat this case, whatever. But every week you hear him, you know, hey man, LeBron, he the baddest man. Jordan, the baddest man. You know what I'm saying? You hear the entertainers get glorified all the time. So do you think that's why most of our youngins go that route as opposed to wanting to be more doctors, lawyers, and stuff like that?
I think it's the quick money situation.
Okay.
You know, it's easier. I mean, I know making it as an entertainer is not easy. Okay, and not many make it. Making it as an athlete is not easy. But compared to the stretch of the way looking at it, a 9-year college or a 8-year or whatever, or 4, you know, you're talking about time you got to really put in, and then you may or may not get a certain amount of money off of that. You know, depending on the job you get, what you land. But I think our people are always looking for that quick self gratification. They want immediate gratification. You know, I do this work, I get this amount. You know, it's almost like
get out the hood now.
Yeah, the drug game. You know, the drug game. You know, you stand out there for a couple hours, you know, to get what you get, and you got rent for however long you got it for. And that's easier than going to the 9 to 5. So what we do is a lot of our brothers and sisters take that route. You know, and then we also have to add in the fact that, you know, once you get caught up with a felony or something like that, or whatever, then you're getting turned down for jobs. So what are you gonna do? How are you gonna make this happen? Well, I'm gonna make it happen. I can dribble this ball or whatever. You know, so that's just the way it's been shown in our community. I think Biggie said it. Either got that or a wicked jump shot. You know, sell crack rocks, you got a wicked jump shot. I think he said that, and yeah, it's true. You know, that's what's been put out. To this is the way you get out of the hood.
It's the only way you get out.
And they look at him and say, hey, that brother gonna be something. That brother gonna be something. He you know. But like you said, with doctors, or if you wanted to be a doctor or a lawyer, you know, a lot of people, even when we go back to being cool and what's real, a lot of people shun our children because, oh, you sound too proper. Or oh, you talk like this, or you ain't gonna be this or that. You know, you can't do that. It will make you think you know anything about being a doctor. So a lot of times, the value in our people get brought down so low that it's hard for them to live.
And I'm gonna tell you, a lot of it comes from our elders too.
Yes.
I'm not gonna call no names because I love this person very dearly. She's very dear to my heart, but she kept saying around Thanksgiving. My daughter, which is, but anyway, she kept saying that my daughter talked like white people. She kept saying that, my daughter talk. I said, no, she talks proper. She don't talk like white folks. She talks proper. She was like, well, I can't understand nothing she's saying.
You know the funny thing about that though? There's a lot of people who say that. We don't understand nothing they say either.
Too,
You be like, what?
Yeah.
Say that again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm put out there. This person very dear to my heart. It's my grandmother, which is her great granddaughter. You know what I'm saying? But she kept saying that. She talk like white people. I said, no, stop saying that. I said, stop saying that, Granny. I said, she talks proper. You know?
She from the South?
Who? My grandma? Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Louisiana.
Yeah.
But I mean, shoot, man. I think that's something we hear in all our families, though. And I say, to that, I say, well, there's nothing wrong with speaking that way, and also, learn how to code switch. You know what I'm saying? I think that's something that a lost skill within our children. There's nothing wrong with, talking amongst your peers, but when you go sit in front of somebody for a job or to discuss business,
Tighten it up.
you don't sit there and be like, man, you know what I'm saying, cool, like, I just think I should get this shit, man, cause, like, you know, this is what I do, man, like, what? I don't know. I'm not putting my money in your hand. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
but if you know how to switch it up, then, you know.
It's insane, man. I got a nephew. I call him my nephew, but he's a connection to my children. Him and my son have mutual brothers. Well, anyway, he went and got a job interview, and he got his plaits, braids, and stuff. I said, "You want to interview with your hair like that?" He said,
Was
yeah.
it neat?
Huh?
Was it neat?
It was neat, yeah, but you know.
It was neat.
Yeah, well, he got the job, so I guess it went down. So.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm over the hair thing with us, man, because I sit down and I see it all the time. They're like, hey, man, you know, you gotta have your hair a certain way. Then you go in the office, man, and you see Billy in there with the orange hair,
Right,
and
high blonde,
and Lily with the blue hair and purple, and it's like,
yeah.
Nobody tell y'all to get haircuts to come to these jobs, man. So you know, just look presentable.
Well, it's
That's
a
my
new
thing.
day and age, you know.
Yeah.
So you know, I have one more question, and I'll be done. The support of black businesses. Why is it so hard for our people to support black businesses, and why is it so hard for the black businesses to treat our people right? You know, I do understand that they're running a business, you know, and you can't show love to everybody every time or all the time. But, you know, why do our black businesses tend to run the prices up out of the ceiling? Like you said, though, too, we don't own any,
So
you know,
that's
the
the
manufacturing, the manufacturing companies. So, you know, they gotta get their part in. But why is it so hard for our people to support those black businesses and vice versa?
Well, when you have the consumer, we gotta look at both sides. When they go to, first of all, the consumer has to stop thinking that just because we're black, we should be getting the hookup. You should go to them like you go to the white folks.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
You should go to them and just
pay
let them
full
know.
price,
Pay full
right?
price.
Right.
That's the price.
Mhm.
You wouldn't go to these other places and say, hey, you know, whatever. No, you wouldn't
Fuck,
do that.
man.
Well,
you
actually,
know.
Taylor, I'm one of those people. I'm going there. I'm going to the white folks, especially the white folks. I'm going to them. I look, hey, I need this here, you know,
All right.
You know what I mean?
All right. Well,
But it's cool.
But you ain't gonna negotiate with Walmart though.
I wish I could. I sure
Hey,
would.
You gonna pay the price. You know what I'm
I
saying?
wish I could. Look, me and my lady was talking about that in Walmart the other day. I wish I could.
But is that? But see, that's the difference though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because people go to Walmart, and I won't even say Walmart. I just say like,
stores.
yeah, just somewhere. They'll go to Balenciaga or something, and they don't mind spending $600 for a T-shirt.
They feel
Yeah.
like
But then they come to my store and be like, man, I'm saying, oh bro, you charging $40 for a T-shirt, man, like. But you literally just went over there and paid $600 for one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and that's where we got to get to the breakdown of the destruction of our mindset. Because when you lose the value in yourself, then you don't value what we offer. You know, our black people don't value what black people offer. A lot of people, I've heard it plenty of times. I don't go to black establishments because they're always, you know, late. They don't want to give you good customer service. And that's on the other side. Some of our black folks that own businesses, they need to fix a lot of their customer service. You got to keep it real. They got to. You know, they can't be in there talking to you any type of way. You know,
Right.
true.
And they do that. They do
it's
that.
a two-way thing.
It's a two-way thing. But when you go back to the mentality of our people, and you go back and you listen to how a brother or a sister may feel about themselves, and you know, a lot of stuff is embedded in us that we don't even know.
Right.
You know, when we break down the so-called Willie Lynch syndrome, you know, a lot of you can see that in your everyday community. You know, put the old against the young, the black against the light, the dark against the light. You can see this in our community. The man against the woman. You know, you can see this in our community. So to think that these things weren't established and pushed throughout our
generations.
Yeah, we you know, it's there, and we treat our businesses the same way. You know, so when we go to do business with a brother or sister, we either want something, want a discount, want to negotiate, or we just gonna go in there and, you know, not respect.
You got one time to mess up.
Right.
McDonald's can mess your order up every day and you'll still go.
Yep.
You got one time to short me one thing and I ain't never coming back.
Right.
And I'm gonna talk about you like a dog.
But no, I was always taught to negotiate when it comes to any kind of business.
Okay.
You
Well,
negotiate.
are we talking about business or like a set price place? Like yeah, in business, yeah, you're supposed to negotiate your personal price, or if we're doing business together, I get that. But if you go into a store and they sell products for $25, I'm not gonna say, hey, can I get it for 10?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's your price. I just won't go if I can't afford it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna say, hey, I can't afford it.
Yeah.
But hey, keep doing your thing or whatever.
Right.
But that's your price for whatever reason. It's your price. I don't know what's in it. I don't know why it's that much. But you know, if I feel like I can get it cheaper somewhere else, you know, I understand that. But to support black business, it is harder. But we once again, self-preservation. We will not take the hard road. We will not do that. We won't go and say, okay, this is a black-owned business. I like everything about it, so I'm gonna pay the little extra because it's worth it to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're always looking for the cheapest way out. You know, and that goes into a whole lot of things. I mean, we some of our people don't even realize, like, the government has become the husband of a lot of our women. You know,
Talk to them.
the government is now the husband. They tell you that, you know, you could be an independent, which you can. You had the welfare system, you know how they forced the man kind of out of the position.
Get
You know, you get him out of the house, or you don't get these funds. You don't get this unless the man is not there.
But you can still make babies though.
And
Right.
do a
Just
monthly
not-
inspection to see.
To see if he's there. Right. So he ends up going to work somewhere else. Sooner or later he gonna meet somebody, you know, do whatever, and you get tired of that money coming home, ain't gonna come home. So she's left with a bunch of kids, but married to the system. You see what I'm saying? She's married to the system now. Then you got to get on the other programs because now you got to feed the kids. Married to the system, when that man should be there to provide. So sometimes the easy way out, or the services offered from the government, aren't worth taking. Because when you take those services, at the end of the day, you're shortening yourself.
And they make it hard to get out too.
It's hard, real hard. Because you get trapped in that. Yeah.
And the way they
you can't
set
make
it up
over a
is,
certain amount.
Right.
Yeah, you can't make you can't even get make up over a certain amount.
Right.
and they set it up to where it's almost too good to be true. Like, okay, you ain't gotta work. I'm gonna give you $500 a month in food stamps. We're gonna pay for all your medicals, you know. So when you do go get a job and you making, you know, 25, 30 hour, whatever, and then you realize, oh snap, I actually have to pay money that I make now to go get groceries, take money out my check to pay for medical coverage and stuff like this, then it's like, well, shoot, but you know, I did all this and I got a car note and this and this and that, now I don't have the money to buy the groceries. I was better off staying in the system because
you make more sitting at home.
I could have kept the car, you know, babysit a few kids, whatever, kept my money and still, you know, get all the stuff I want out of it.
And look, I had another question along that line too, and that is why that we have been systematically programmed for laziness. You know? And it starts from that black woman and it trickles on down to the children.
Yeah, I think the whole world lazy though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Outside of that, I think the whole world lazy, man. You get
Well, you
all right, y'all.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for grabbing me water.
Like I always tell people, look up COINTELPRO, look up the counterintelligence program, and look how they were, all the methods that they used, the FBI, CIA, all the different methods they used to break up the black community. Look that up because if you haven't already. But excuse me. But with that, you know, J. Edgar Hoover was in charge of that program, and he was trying to divide, dismantle, and possibly neutralize if need be. You know, that was the plan. So that's why the black churches were attacked. That's why the neighborhoods were attacked. That's why they were allowed to have drugs in that community. It wasn't a problem until it got out the community. Until it started getting to other people, their people.
I ain't seen the Just Say No commercial in years.
They kids start getting high.
Yeah. Then you got 70%.
Told us to just say no.
70% of the Planned Parenthoods are in black neighborhoods. So the abortion rate before the baby even get here, we give the option to get rid of it. Then we have the liquor stores and the drugs in the community, the pawn shops, so that the money will just never stay in your hands. You're stuck in a trap. The cash stores where you just go, get your car up for a couple $100. All this stuff is set up. Yeah, you'll never get out of it. So all these things were allowed to be pushed into our community for a reason. And you have to look at why it was allowed. And we start with redlining and where we were allowed to stay. And in those places, we weren't allowed to buy the homes. We were allowed to stay there. You just got to stay there. But then that's where they said that also was the places we're going to flush all this stuff to. So this was these are actual documents that you can look up. And
push y'all out when that land become valuable to somebody else.
Right, and that's where we go to gentrification. Run the property value all the way down. Run it down as far as we can go. And then kick the people off. Rebuild it and charge, 10 times as much. Middle class. And we see that here in Virginia. They're doing it a lot.
Everywhere.
Right. So these are things that are contributors to us losing. Absolutely.
Definitely. You got to know your truth, man.
Yeah, but he done covered everything, literally. So therefore, my know your truth. I take my hat off and salute General Mike Payne and the rest of the team.
Definitely.
I appreciate y'all. The Black Panther is the truth. It's nothing but the truth. If you're interested, do y'all have a website?
Yeah, it's www.theoriginalblackpanthers.com. That's www.theoriginalblackpanthers.com. Definitely go on there and hit us up.
Okay.
All right. Y'all heard it, man, so y'all know what it is. It's your favorite cousin.
And it's your playground partner, the KYD.
And it's me, Punky, P-U-N-K-E-E.
The Southside Chicago Assassin.
Yeah.
All right. And we had a BNT podcast, man. We are out. We'll see y'all next time.
Peace. All right.